This is Matt.
Hey Matt, it's Pam. How are you?
Good, Pam. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I thought I'd ask you a couple questions. I'm audio recording, but it's probably just for me because the sound quality will probably suck. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool, because I don't want to write notes as fast as you can talk.
Sure.
So what I wanted to talk to you about was a little bit about you, number one, as your universe as standalone sysadmin, and being new to New Jersey, and I think new to LOPSA. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So, if you would, tell me a little bit about what it's like to be a standalone sysadmin.
Sure. Actually, give me 1 second here.
Sure.
I'm my way. I hurt my foot, so...
Oh, it's okay. I just spilled tea on myself. All right.
Okay, so, what it's like to be a standalone sysadmin.
Mm-hmm.
In some ways it's lonely, in some ways it's glorious. you take all the responsibility, you take all the blame, and it just really depends on how your day is going as to which one you look at.
Yeah.
I was originally a junior sysadmin, so I did actually learn under someone else. And then they left, and I was pretty much it. I got another job, and I was the only admin at that point. So I mean, it's difficult because your resources are limited. You've only got one brain, and that's the resource you can have is a brain. If you have someone else's brain, that's even better because then your brain and their brain together can come up with different stuff than they might on their own.
True enough.
And I found the ability to bounce ideas off of people is very, very valuable. Anybody that watches Howell-V will know what I'm talking about there.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you really need that. Sometimes it's the only way you can solve a complex or bizarre problem.
Well, sure. I mean, thinking outside of the box. If you're the only person thinking, you can only go so far.
Well, so and
that's one of the reasons that I think these online communities and organizations such as LOPSA are so important. If you've got the LOPSA IRC channel,
yep,
you can go in there and there's 20 people, all sysadmins that can, you can bounce ideas off of, get their input, see how other people solved it.
So I would imagine that's even a little bit more important to somebody like you, who is kind of standalone, but you have that community you can tap if you need it. And from what I've heard, at all hours of the day, either on IRC or email, the mailing list or whatever. Has that been even more relevant to you as a recent transplant to New Jersey?
Yeah. I think most people have, some kind of support network where they are if they've been there for any period of time. You develop friends, you develop people even if they're just acquaintances, in the same office park. And, being transplanted out of everything that you know and have known into a completely different environment makes for a difficult transition.
Yeah.
You spend lots of time by yourself, and kind of having an online community that you're a part of is great because there's really no way to transplant yourself away from that.
Exactly.
I can join IRC regardless of where I am, and frequently do. It's very cool, and the mailing lists are always there. It's a very convenient and comforting resource to have.
Awesome. Has your local community helped you solve any problem recently, like since you've moved?
My local community in New Jersey, or
yeah, in New Jersey, in LOPSA, or really any of your what you would consider your local.
Oh, yeah, they have certainly. Whenever I have any kind of oddity or some kind of one-off situation that I've not encountered before, it's always a good idea to find out what people have seen, what people have done. Honestly, one of the most valuable resources that I've got is the fact that I have a blog that people read.
Seriously? Yeah.
I screw something up and I write about it, I've got no shortage of people writing and saying, well, yeah, obviously you screwed up. Here's what you should do, or here's what you should have done, or the next time you do this, try this. Here's how we solved it.
And that's really awesome. So, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, sometimes I write about it before I screw up and give them the chance to help me before it's in recovery mode.
That's really good. So, I mean, yeah, okay, I shouldn't detract from that. I mean, your blog actually gives you your own, expert level community, which is great, but it also takes other people who are probably also standalone sysadmins or close to it, and they get that sense of camaraderie and community. So, you're building it right there.
I'm trying to, yes.
I'm sure you are. I saw you in action at LISA, and it was pretty amazing. So, give yourself a pat on the back. Let me ask you one more question.
Sure.
Having that sense of camaraderie and some of the face-to-face sense of camaraderie, not just the online with the blogs and the IRC channels and the mailing lists, when you have that connection with people face-to-face, does that make you want to feel more involved in your local community?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, you get out there and you see what people like Bill Valencia are doing, and people like Trey, who really give so much to the community to make sure. I mean, what kind of material benefit do you get out of spending your waking hours devoted to promoting LOPSA? And materially, you probably don't get a whole lot, if anything. But what you're doing is you're contributing to a better world, a better society, and a better profession of systems administration in general. It's really you're expending yourself for other people's benefit, not your own.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a lot out of it. You get a lot of relationships. You get a lot of knowledge, but you're building this environment that other people can flourish into, and it's not as selfish as it could be if you looked at it from one perspective.
Exactly. Well, Matt, I'm not going to take up a whole bunch more of your time, but you got to know we're trying to build this community and build it avidly, and we're going to put you on the hook for what you just said. So thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
Any parting words you want to say?
No, thanks for the opportunity to do this, and I look forward to seeing more and more people contributing as time goes on. I think it's gonna expand out.
Thanks, Matt. I'm just going to stop the recording.